is how it treats its women and girls. The measure of any society is how it treats its women and girls.
We create
the smart, powerful, creative, accomplished young women.
We can fight.
I'm here because of you. I'm here because girls like you inspire me. Many of these girls have faced unthinkable obstacles just to attend school.
Buckle up, Buttercups. It's fundraising time here at WMNF Tampa 88.5. This is Surly Voices, and we are going to try to meet our goal before the show ends. Give us a hand, because you could get your news from the comments section, or you could get it from people who actually know what they're talking about. WMNF is different on purpose, less noise, more substance, zero trolls. Well, that's not quite true, because we have trolls calling in our show every once in a while. So, but they're very entertaining. It always gives folks something to talk about. So upgrade your news. Join the Circle of Friends at WMNF.org, or you can call 813-238-8001. My co-host and very good pitch person, Donna, is on the Zoom. How you doing, Donna? Okay, I'll turn to Sean then, so he can read some pledges from Democracy Now!
Yeah, thanks, Liz. I want to thank some people who donated right at the end of Democracy Now! Thanks to Dan Orsello from Tampa with a $100 contribution. Says that WMNF and Democracy Now! Are doing a great job, and Dan is taking away the WMNF Different on Purpose t-shirt. Also, we have Ilsa Kearney from St. Pete is donating $60 and is getting a WMNF magnet. So thanks to those people who donated during Democracy Now! Now it's time to hear from supporters of the Surly Voices. Give us a call at 813-238-8001. Make a donation there, or by going to WMNF.org, or by donating on the WMNF Community Radio app. You know you love listening to Surly Voices. You know you love calling in, and some of you maybe even trolling in. But give us a shout right now and support this great station run by WMNF volunteers. Surly Voices on WMNF, 813-238-8001.
Thanks so much, Sean. Let me thank Karen in Dunedin, who donated before we even got in the building this morning. Thank you so much, Karen in Dunedin. She donated $92, and she is getting the lovely umbrella. And then I have a $100 donation from Anonymous, and Anonymous says, Surly Voices is the best show ever. She is getting the ladies' t-shirt. Let me tell you about these t-shirts, because they are, words escape me. They are like a deep cobalt blue, and they've got the artwork on the front, and it's eye-catching. Wherever you wear this shirt, they're going to see you coming. So here is Donna, my pitch person. Hi, Donna. Oh, wait, I can't hear you. Okay, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Every week on Surly Voices, folks, we have honest conversations about the issues that shape our lives and our communities. We ask hard questions, and we create space for voices that go unheard. And that work is work that matters now more than ever. WMNF, as you've heard many times if you've been listening this morning, is one of the few truly independent media outlets left. We don't have corporate owners. We don't have a billionaire agenda. We're built on supporting journalism, supporting music that people love, and community programming, because They believe an informed public is essential to a healthy democracy. If Surly Voices has ever made you think, taught you something new, made you laugh, even made you angry, or reminded you that you're not alone, I hope you'll consider supporting us today. And every single contribution, every dollar, whether it's $5, $50, $500, we like that.
Yes.
Keeps independent community radio alive and accessible to all of us. So please give what you can today and help us continue to bring real conversations to the airwaves. And one of the things I've noticed about our work is before this current era that we all warned you about before this current era was coming, because if you're in politics or if you're a person who has really good pattern recognition, then you could see this coming. There was no way that we could continue to leave the people writ large out of the conversation about who gets to run for office and expect that we were going to thrive as a political community, as a nation, as a state, as a Tampa Bay community. So we brought you this news before it became real. And what I've noticed about our show is that it's becoming increasingly more popular, while folks who colored inside of the lines are becoming increasingly less popular. There are lots of moderate, if you look at mainstream media, you'll see lots of moderate folks going off the air because they no longer resonate with the public or the mood, the political mood of the public. People are talking about things that are not impacting folks' daily lives. Surly Voices brings you that. Not only do we bring you that, we take you deeper. We take you deeper. We bring you things that you may not have thought about. We spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time thinking about the issues in ways that will challenge you and send you back to the drawing board if you are just reprocessing mainstream media talking points. We don't do that here. We go a little deeper. So we're asking today that as a consequence of what we do and the space that we made before it was popular, to come forward, become a Circle of Friends donor. That doesn't just support Surly Voices, it supports the entire radio station, which I consider to be a public trust. And so Liz is going to tell you a little bit more about the different gifts that you can get as a consequence of your giving today. And I'm going to give you the new number. Liz, do you have the new number?
It's 813-238-8001. And for those of you who are new to Surly Voices, we don't consider anybody sacred. It's like we will criticize the Democrats as much as the Republicans, to the ire of certain listeners who write in and say, how dare you attack the Democrats? Well, they need it. And so you can get all kinds of great swag with your donations. We have we have a little magnet that's cute. And then we have bumper stickers. The magnet you can get for $25, the bumper sticker for $35. And I really like the different on purpose logo. What do you call it, Donna? Tagline. It really does stand out. For a donation of $65, you can get a WMNF Pet Travel Bowl. You can get for $75 it's called in here a sport belt pack. We also call it AKA fanny packs. The WMNF umbrella for $85, and a pair of tickets to Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys with Rocket 88 opening the show. You can get that for $88. For $100, oh my God, the bucket hats are back.
I know bucket hats are a favorite, though.
I know, but ooh. Bucket hats are back. So we got two different bucket hats. One is white and black, and one is green. That comes with a donation of $100, along with the awesomely striking cobalt blue T-shirts. And the design, by the way, was made by our very own Robin Milkowitz. She did a great job. So, yeah, there's tons of different swag pieces you can get depending on your donation. Speaking of donations, I have yellow sheets.
Yay.
Yay. From Sarah in Tampa, $27.10. I am a Circle of Friends member. This is extra help. Surly Women Rock. Thank you so much, Sarah. Then Suzanne from Tampa, or Suzanne if you say it the French way, $37.70. Love your perspectives. Let's keep you on air. Thank you so much for your donation. Oh my gosh. I have high hopes now because it's like I don't think we've ever had this many donations this early in the show. But
we're becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, we really, I mean, we're getting more people joining our YouTube channel, everything else. We cannot take phone calls today, regrettably, because we do love to talk to our listeners. But you can still email us at dj@wmnf.org. If you want to make a donation, you can do it several different ways. Call 813-238-8001, or you can go on the WMNF website or the WMNF app and donate there. And you look at people like Scott Pelley of 60 Minutes, of CBS, who got fired. Like, there is no such thing as unbiased journalism in the United States anymore for major networks. So, CBS fired him. And it's like, okay, because this Barry Weiss, who is apparently Trump adjacent some kind of way, came in and started gutting 60 Minutes. It used to be when you'd say 60 Minutes, hey, I'm here from 60 Minutes, people would start sweating. And now it's like it's gotten so banal that who even cares, And so, yeah, Scott Pelley sounded off and they showed him the door. So the opinions expressed on Surly Voices are those of Surly Voices and not those of WMNF. In my opinion, Scott Pelley is a hero, and instead of sitting down and swallowing whatever pablum she was trying to shove down his throat, nope, I've drawn the line. Yeah, so, all right. Randy in St. Pete, thank you, Randy, has donated $69.80, and he gets the dog bowl. Oh, the collapsible dog bowl. That's really cool. Yeah. Thank you so much, Randy. So, yeah, I mean, that was a long time coming, don't you think, Donna?
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Of course it was. Now we have Josh Holton has joined us today. He's going to help us pitch.
Oh, yay. Yeah, because I'm terrible at it. It's like...
Yeah, I knew Maria wasn't going to come. she doesn't like it. And I wanted to try to worm out of it because I completed my project yesterday. And so I am so tired. We are so tired. I am nauseated and I feel flushed. You know how you get that feeling when you just need to go to bed? Mm-hmm. I have that nauseated, flushed feeling. And I also want to cry, but I also want to punch someone.
Right. It's just running on adrenaline for so long, and then all of a sudden it stops. And your body just doesn't know what to do. I know exactly. Yeah. Oh, wow. So were you successful in whatever you were doing in Missouri?
I think yesterday we turned in 36,658 petition signatures that we've collected since the 13th of February. that we are required, I think that number is wrong. It was 36,515. We need 19,658 signatures I was reading the wrong page in my brain. 19,658, which is 10% of registered voters in the city of St. Louis, to have ballot access for a 1/2-cent sales tax that will amend the city charter to provide in perpetuity $22 million annual fund to provide child care for working St. Louis families. That was the work. So it was hard, and it's a very depressed workforce. St. Louis is very depressed. It's one of those Midwestern towns that kind of got left behind because it did too much with racism and segregation. Yeah, and that's what happens. You know, you become Columbia, South Carolina, you become Indianapolis, you become St. Louis. And it's the murder capital, so it wasn't necessarily, still scary, parking in an alley at night and coming up to your apartment. But we are here this morning, in spite of all of that, I know Josh is tired, to pitch this show because it is important, right? Despite everything. Josh, what do you got?
Yeah, I was driving across the country for this, and one thing that I notice going across America is that there are so many radio stations that don't have this kind of perspective. I love listening to community radio when I'm driving. Like, I always go down to the bottom, the left side of the dial, as they say, right? And try to find something interesting, something that's going to inform me. Occasionally I'll find, the closest NPR station or something like that. But it's rare when you find a really good public radio station that serves the listeners, that serves the community. There are, however, a lot of radio stations that serve, I would argue, the polar opposite point of view.
Yes.
And they have a lot of opinions, and they say a lot of specious and dubious claims. And I'm really, really concerned. I'm concerned about the fact that the majority of Americans are subject to and inundated with bad information that is just simply either false or it's a wild opinion that really is not rooted in reality. And what I really appreciate about Donna, Liz, Maria, and this show is the amount of work that they take to prepare for this show, getting the citations right, trying to make sure that when you're having a conversation on Surly Voices on WMNF Community Radio, you can be confident that this is researched information, right? That if there is an opinion, there's a bold asterisk right next to it, right? And you can know that you're going to come away being informed by an informed conversation, right? You're going to be better informed because you're having an informed conversation based on facts and real information. And that is rare, right? So this is, to me, this is an American treasure, to have something like Surly Voices where you can have these perspectives from these courageous women who are oftentimes, when they do put that bold asterisk out there and share their opinion, it's something that's, you're not, like I said, you're not going to hear it anywhere else. They're going to be telling you something different that honestly will be dangerous for other reasons, either because it's propagandistic or because it's simply based in fanaticism. What you get on Surly Voices is an honest take, coming from a place of really compassion for the people. And to me, what WMNF represents is trying to protect that stream of information getting to the people in a way that's going to grow our community in a positive way. So what I got to say is, if that resonates with you, if you want to empower these women on Surly Voices to keep doing what they do, to keep giving you this great information, you need to call 813-238-8001. Can they also call the other one?
No. It's
okay,
only
so
this.
That's the right one. I'm glad that I know the right one by heart, because Miss Julie, hi Miss Julie, was asking me to pitch for Ed Lehman's show. I'm sorry, I'm out of town. I'll call you back and confirm that I'll be out of town. But I will also say that she was notifying me that DeCosmo's Sandwich Shop donated a whole bunch of sandwiches to this station, or they're at least going to have the sandwiches there for Postmodern Hootenanny, which is another awesome show. But I will also say, if anybody wants to come down to the station and take phone calls, I think they're always looking for volunteers to take these phone calls. But what we're asking you to do right now is donate, even if you can donate $50, $75, or become a Circle of Friends member. You can donate at 813-238-8001. That's not just going to help Surly Voices. Last thing I want to say is we have been treading water ever since we lost the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and we've been having so many of these public funding kind of debacles over the last several years. We're counting on the community. And what I will say is, as soon as that happened, we survived, we made it happen. And these last couple fund drives have been encouraging, but we're not out of the woods yet. Like, we really need everybody's support. And without that support, this American treasure that I've been talking about just kind of goes away. And so, and again, you're just not going to find it anywhere else. And so please call 813-238-8001, or you can donate online at wmnf.org.
And I have more yellow sheets. Howard in Clearwater has donated $108. Thank you so much, Howard. And then Richard from Safety Harbor has donated $108. Richard's getting the T-shirt. Oh, and so is Howard. So we all going to be walking out there with those bright cobalt shirts. I love it. I love it. So yeah, it's and on the rare occasions when we do get something wrong, our listeners hold us accountable and let us know. And yeah, we have no problem getting corrected and listening to what our listeners have to say. And we have a pretty dedicated group of folks who stay on every day. I've got a donation from Anonymous in Tampa for $30, and Anonymous says, "Stay surly." Yes, always. Thank you. Yes. Tampa Mac.
Yep, not anonymous.
Oh, okay. Well, then why is his sticker here? Tampa Mac. Stay surly. Yes. Yes, Tampa Mac. All right. I did those already. Yes. Thank you. Miss Julie was just here, so now she's gone.
So I want to tell you guys that we're asking for your help, not because a corporation, cut a check, right? And not because some billionaire decided that this works matter. We're asking for your help. You matter. And for the next hour, we're going to be talking about something that's getting harder and harder to find in this country. Media that actually belongs to the people that it serves.
Right.
I'm going to say that again. Media that actually belongs to the people it serves. Think about it. So much of what we consume every day is filtered through corporate interests, shareholder expectations, engagement algorithms, and business models built around keeping us scrolling and clicking and outraged and distracted. But WMNF is different, and it always has been. This station exists because ordinary people decide it's worth having. People who believe local journalism matters. People who want real conversations instead of talking points. And it's protected and nurtured by people like you through the simple act of giving us your coffee that you would buy at your local coffee shop for a week. That's how this happens. And remember that every week on this show, we ask you hard questions and we challenge assumptions. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. And sometimes we absolutely don't. and that's okay. In fact, it's more okay. It's kind of the point, right? The freedom to have these conversations, to wrestle with difficult ideas. We hear perspectives that are not backed and brought to you by a corporate sponsor to explore stories that shape our lives. And I don't think there are very many people that would deny that the times that we're in are not just difficult. We've been through many difficult times as global community and as a nation, these times are pointing us to a sea change in who we have thought of ourselves as modern humans. And what Surly Voices does is we chronicle that in real time, week by week. Sometimes we'll get on the air and a piece of news will come in and we'll change focus in real time. So, I would say to you today, this station will rise and fall, whether people who love it and people who benefit from it decide to participate in sustaining it. And if this show has ever taught you something you didn't know, made you look at an issue differently, made you laugh on a rough day, angry enough to take action, maybe you wanted to throw your radio or your telephone because we said something that upset you or that you felt was totally off base. But we know this. You feel a little less alone when trying to make sense of the world that feels so chaotic and disconnected. So if it has even once made you have any of that, today is the day to put a value on it.
Yes.
Maybe that's $5 a month. Maybe it's $10. Maybe you're in a position to make a leadership gift of $100 or more. We appreciate that. The amount doesn't matter, but the decision matters more because many hands make light work, guys.
Mm-hmm. And in addition to the circle of friends, once upon a time, one of our listeners introduced us to the parallelogram of enemies.
Yes.
And we know that there are people out there who listen to us just so they can rail about how ridiculous we are or whatever, because our listeners who agree with us tell us about that. And so, you guys can stop taking advantage of free radio and donate so you can continue to listen and disagree with us. And we don't mind taking phone calls if y'all ever want to call in. Not
but
today.
When you call,
not today, but
but when you call in and say, you're not going to listen to me because I don't agree with you and blah, blah, blah. Just get on the air and say the thing.
Yeah.
We got you. You're on the air. A lot of you, we see your names before you're on the air. And we let you on the air because that's how the show is set up. Mm-hmm. That's how WMNF is set up. So just come and say your thing. If you don't agree, we still get to say our thing.
Right.
But that's what makes it fun.
As long as you don't start hollering at us, we'll pretty much, or talk about vaccines, Chris.
Oh my goodness. Chris. I think it is so funny the way he starts off talking about. So the other day I went to Jack in the Box and I thought, these burgers aren't hot. And you know what? That's because of vaccines.
He slips it in so fast and it's like, whoa, no. But
100, 200.
I give him credit for his tenacity. He is very tenacious and persistent. But
he's focused.
But you're going to get perspectives on this show that you don't get on any other show because it is an intersectional feminist show. And if you don't know that term, you can Google it because it's going to take up too much time from the pitching. And so we focus on issues that a traditional, what you consider a traditional feminist would not. And so we get a lot of pushback from them too. So we get pushback from folks who agree with us and folks who don't agree with us. And it's like...
But can I say something? I remember I was in Colorado a few years back, I would say 2005 or 6, and we were trying to talk to a Latino operative for reproductive rights about Roe versus Wade and whether or not it could be appealed. They all said I was silly. And they said there's no way. And has it managed to be overturned in some 30 years? And they were right. Because that's a long precedent, right? In a country that's a relatively new country, right? Comparatively, you're talking about look at China. You're talking about thousands of years. We have no ancient history here. We're new in these parts, so they were correct, but they lacked foresight. Roll forward to I think 2023, And we've got the Dobbs decision. We're in the streets of D.C. We reported to you live from that event where people were taking civil arrests in the street.
Yeah.
Nadia was there. I think Josh was there. My son was there. My sister was there. Everybody went. That's the sort of news that you're getting. Also, when an unprecedented number of people marched in the streets in the October of 24 to protest the genocide in Palestine. Can I say that in Florida without going to jail?
Well, you in Missouri, so what? They're gonna come get you?
Oh, right. I'm in Missouri. I forgot where I was. But you don't have to really be aware of that until nighttime because you gotta know where you are. But I did man on the street interviews live. I recorded them and I brought them back. Some of the sound quality wasn't good, but we're always out there in the mix, bringing it home to you and reporting on it. And I think that's worth something. It's worth hearing off the cuff analysis from regular people. So that you can
absolutely
locate your own, intellectually geolocate your thinking,
Right.
It's important.
Bubba says, dang, parallelogram of enemies or the trapezoid of traitors.
I like that.
Trapezoid of traitors. That's a good one.
That's a good one, Bubba. I'll give you that. Bubba's got the dad jokes all the time, but this one I think works.
5 of 5 would recommend. Yeah. Trapezoid of traitors.
Yeah. Breaking news is easy. Understanding its impact, that's the hard part. Yeah. WMNF is different on purpose. We help make sense of what's actually happening. If you want more than headlines, join the Circle of Friends at WMNF.org or 813-238-8001. And that's another thing, too. Is we take what's out in the hemisphere and condense it and tell it to you from our perspectives, which sometimes you guys don't agree with. We also have a very good track record of predicting outcomes.
Very good.
Yeah. It's like we called it long before it happened, but we have always been saying they needed to codify Roe v. Wade so it didn't get overturned, and wah, 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 there we are. Yeah. And then certain elections we've predicted the outcomes on based on people's fatigue of seeing the same folks over and again. Let's see. In case y'all haven't heard, here's a glimmer, a ray of sunlight breaking through the cloud that is this regime. The House yesterday voted to stop the stuff in Iran. Now, the Senate also has to vote. The Senate had tried to pass the same kind of resolution a while back and were not successful. The thing about this one is 4 Republicans joined the Democrats.
Yeah.
And one of those was Thomas Massie, who got his seat taken away because of Trump. So there we are. There's that bright. Yeah. Now, of course, Trump, if it should ever get passed by both houses, Trump will certainly have his Sharpie ready to veto it. So,
I'm surprised that it took this long for folks to start standing up to him. Like, he's one guy.
Right.
And he doesn't seem to be like he's going to be with us in this realm for too many more years. And I'm surprised that it took them that long to stand up to him.
Well, see, we don't know what he's got on all these people. But if you saw Mike Johnson's face, I'm gonna print that out and use it as a screensaver because he looked like somebody had run over his dog. I mean, the expression on his face is priceless, just like bereft. It's like thinking, what's Big Daddy going to do when I get back home? It's like
he's a bit of a schmuck, this guy, right?
He very much is, yeah.
Yeah, he's a schlub. So listen, I remember last year, I think this time, when we were facing the cuts and the possible elimination of the public broadcasting station, public broadcasting, and losing the funds associated, the public fund associated with that. And we had unprecedented fundraising drives following that.
Yeah.
I want to remind you that the need for us to stand in that gap is still there. This is still a publicly held trust, a community asset that is more and more rare to find in communities across this country. So we need to protect it. And I want to point to a republic, if you can keep it. Where we are right now as a nation is reflected in what's happening in public broadcasting. If we can keep it, then it shall remain. If we do not do our duty and participate in its preservation, it will not endure. And so just like our republic, we have a bounden duty to preserve it through participation. And you all know that one of the reasons we're having an erosion of civil liberties in this country, Lord, don't let me get on this soapbox. One of the reasons that we're having an erosion of civil liberties in this country is because there were a lot of us who thought that the people who were losing their civil liberties were defectives, or who were perpetual victims, or folks who were played a certain card and didn't deserve it. And now it's women, and now it's middle class workers, and now it's people that haven't been in saying the silent part out loud. White people who had not been impacted by recklessness in government are now under the gun, are now paying $4.50 for gas, are now losing their remote jobs that pay $200K. We must preserve commentary on these events if we are to have any chance of turning them around. And so I say to you, it may not seem like that $20 matters, but it does matter. And it's what's going to preserve speech, and a place that's been carved out to protect speech. It is ours, and it is ours to either give away or allow to erode through lack of participation, or to all ye gather around and protect. It's totally up to us. Pick up the phone, give us a call at 813-238-8001 and protect your republic and the speech that made and continues to make it possible.
All right. See, this is why I love to see Donna on pitch days, because it's like, yeah, she can do it. She can do it.
Yeah, I wrote some stuff down and I threw the paper away and decided to be a preacher.
Hey, Donna, can we talk about that conversation we had yesterday? Remember, we're talking about Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, go on.
So what I think was wild is we were talking with a prominent organizer in Missouri, and she was talking about Jasmine Crockett and how she got caught having a private fundraiser for Wesley Bell, and was quoted saying that I think he would be the best person for the job, something along those lines.
There is no one else who is better for this job right now than Wesley Bell.
Right. Despite the fact that Cori Bush is like, hello, right here.
Another black woman, after accusing everyone of not supporting her because she's a black woman, but go on.
So the activists who at the beginning of Black Lives Matter, the activists who were in Ferguson during the Michael Brown shooting, which, by the way, Donna was in town for that as well for other reasons. But, the activists who were on the ground, a lot of them were willing to give her a pass because she's a black woman. And despite the fact that she's got some ties to AIPAC and things that they deemed to be controversial, right? So her response to the critique that she was getting from extremely kind of like far, I would argue far left activists, was to call them paid losers. And some people were even going so far as to saying, I don't believe she would say something. I don't think Jasmine Crockett would say something like that.
The video's not real.
It must be AI. And that was wild to me. And so, you know, the other thing that's wild to me, I was listening to, and this is slightly off topic, I was listening to NPR the other day, and they were talking about all these AI musicians that have Spotify channels and followings, and people who they don't exist. They're not real people, but they're AI constructs that people like to listen to for music. And whoever the host was like defending it, like saying, oh, this is kind of like an interesting way to like brainstorm and make music. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, number one, like, I appreciate the WNF plays real music. And we have real musicians on WNF. That's another topic. I'm just injecting that in there because I feel like we got to appreciate the music even on our public fair shows. But the other thing is with regards to this Jasmine Crockett thing, how do we restore trust in the media? And the main reason people don't trust the media is because they're bought and paid for by corporate interests, right? And we know this, and we can track this, and we can hear it in what they choose to cover, and mainly what they choose not to cover. But when something like this happens and it's real, it's documented, there's witnesses like Jasmine Crockett saying some outlandish thing, and people's knee-jerk responses, it didn't happen, we're in trouble, folks. We're in deep trouble with regards to our connection to reality. And, you know, you have whatever opinion you want about Jasmine Crockett. I'm not expressing an opinion about Jasmine Crockett. I'm just rehashing what happened. My concern is the fact that people don't even seem to agree on what's real anymore. And I think the only way that we can really start to begin to address that is by finding institutions like WMNF 88.5 FM and giving them all we've got so that they can be that beacon of hope to at least hope that we're going to get good information, so where we can rest our head at night and say, you know what, I learned something for sure. And so anyway, if you want to be one of those people who likes to learn things, who likes getting information from human beings and not AI bots, and wants to continue to have a real conversation about this stuff on a weekly basis, please pick up your phone, call 813-238-8001. I would recommend joining the Circle of Friends. You can do it for about $25-$30 a month. I'm sure Liz, if she's in there, she'd probably see some stuff for premiums in there. You know, there's little prizes you can win and stuff. But the main thing is we just want to support the show. We need to support community radio.
All right.
And I want to tell you guys. Go ahead.
I got a yellow paper. Let's see. Valeria. Okay. Valeria from Temple Terrace has donated $100 and she says, love what you do. Keep doing what you are doing. And she is getting the bucket hat.
Those are bucket hats.
Yay.
Thank you so much, Valeria.
Thank you,
Listen,
Valeria.
you guys, I want to give you some reasons to pick up the phone today, okay? So I want you to do this for me. Go ahead and dial this number, and then listen to me while you're waiting on hold. See what I did there? I wanted you to pick up the phone, call 813-238-8001, okay? And I'm going to give you a list of reasons why you should pick up the phone and call today. Independent media is disappearing. Public radio is one of the few places where local communities can hear voices that are not filtered through corporate ownership or national political agendas, okay? That's one. Number two, local journalism is collapsing across America. When local news disappears, corruption increases, civic participation drops, and communities become less informed about the decisions that are directly facing their lives. Public radio provides information, not just content, and its mission is public service rather than maximizing clicks and profit. Mm-hmm. In a time of increasing political polarization, public radio, for those of you who still need the number, 813-238-8001. We're in the home stretch. We're not even halfway there. We need you to help us out here, okay? In a time of increasing political polarization, public radio creates space for thoughtful conversations. Sometimes they're tense. Sometimes you guys may say we're a little rude, but we're having real conversations, to Josh's point. This is not automated. It is not scripted. This is real people discussing real things where you guys get to be bystanders or participants when you call into the show, email, or text us. Public radio serves communities that advertisers often ignore, including low-income residents, artists, nonprofits, educators, grassroots organizations, etc. Algorithms are not in charge. Public radio programming is curated by people who live in and care about these communities, not software designed to extract engagement. Okay? Public radio helps preserve local culture, music, history, and community identity that national outlets rarely cover. Last month, a couple months ago, we met a person who lives with autism, level 2, and they make music. He's a rapper. Well, Josh met him in St. Louis. Well, the other day when he came with his dad to pick up his check, he said that he was not going to work because he would be in Tampa to visit his girlfriend. Well, that turned into Josh having him in the studio on a show live last week.
Oh, wow.
So when I said public radio helps preserve local culture, music history, and community identity that national media outlets rarely cover. Now, democracy depends on informed citizens. That's you. You must be informed. Public radio provides the reporting, not just this show, but all the shows, the whole thing, okay? And discussion that helps people understand complex issues rather than reducing everything to a partisan talking point. And it offers a platform, 813-238-8001, okay? It's accountable to listeners. And it's an investment in civic infrastructure, y'all. The same way we invest in libraries, parks, schools, and public spaces that strengthen communities, we wouldn't dare think to suffocate those amenities that are part and parcel of a cooperative society, okay? And if we value independent media, last thing, 813-238-8001. If people who value independent media do not support it financially, point blank for you at 10:53, it will not survive. Public radio only exists because people choose to sustain it. A republic, if you can keep it, founded on free speech and the Second Amendment. I live in Florida. Open carry.
Open carry, yeah. All right, we have a $100 donation from Daryl, and Daryl is getting the umbrella.
Yay! Yay!
So we're winding up. I'd love to be able to walk out of here with having at least met the goal. 813-238-8001, or you can donate online at WMNF.org or on the WMNF app. So yeah, we're in the tail end of the show here. Even though the show ends, you can still donate and just tell them you want your donation to go to Surly Voices, and then that way it gets on our books instead of somebody else's. Not that we don't like our cohorts here at the radio station, but we got our goal to meet. We'll
worry about ourselves.
Yeah, we'll spread it out as soon as we've met our goal. So yeah, 813-238-8001. And yeah, it's about to get really wild because
I mean, think about it, Liz. It's another way to fight AI, right? If people are concerned about media being replaced by corporate and algorithmic media, right? Literally figuring out what moves us and then feeding it back to us in a way that deliberately shapes our thinking and our voting and our acting to work against our own interests. Yes. Is what algorithmic media does. That's why this is important. It doesn't do that. We don't know who's going to call. We don't know what they're going to say. We got a dump button to stop it when people say things they shouldn't say on air, because we have a government that mandates what we can and cannot say.
Right.
So we have to stop it. We have no idea what's going to happen. You guys have been on a steady diet of reality television and algorithmic media. This is the cure for it. That's why we have to protect, sustain, and invest in it.
Informed,
Yeah, and,
educated conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, and for me, like whenever I'm driving, I listen to all these public radio stations. You never know when you're going to be appreciating public radio, right? I appreciate that whenever I come to a new city, I can tune in and find public radio in my car, right? I'm not searching through Spotify or something like that, looking for something to listen to. I can just turn my dial until I find something cool. You never know who's going to just discover WMNF when they're rolling through town. And believe me, we have tourists, and they're going to be in their rental car looking for something cool. And they find this, and then guess what? They become a super fan, and they're going online to WMNF.org and continuing to listen to shows. We have people who actually listen to these shows from all over the country, all over the world. And this kind of ripple effect of our influence for what this show is doing and the message that we're trying to give, that is a worldwide message, right? And so it's not just Tampa that we're helping out here. We're really spreading this message far and wide, and to all of the people who really appreciate this. And so we want to be able to keep doing that, because really it's starting conversations in a way that in places where it might never do that. And so just don't underestimate how your donation is helping change the world and change the country. I just really want to emphasize that.
Yeah, we have regular listeners in Germany, in Canada, in South America, because we get texts and emails from them all the time, as well as like Michigan, pretty much every state I can think of, even Louisiana.
Even Louisiana. Baby.
Yeah, baby. So yeah, we're getting into the wee hours almost.
Where are the yellow papers?
Yeah, we need more yellow papers, guys. Bring us more yellow papers.
I'm going to just throw out a bombshell here. There's a WMNF event passport. You get 10 tickets to any WMNF music event, including Tropical Heatwave, valid for a year. And it can be on your Circle of Friends membership. It's for $1,000. And so, let me just say that we have some amazing events. We have some amazing shows. I think they got one coming out with Rocket 88 and some other folks. And so you go to 10 of those shows for $1,000 pledge, and that would really help this show, and you get something really cool for it.
Yeah, if you have $1,000, yeah, that's a great idea.
Oh, you can do it for $83.33 a month. So that's not so bad.
80. Oh, okay. Well, that makes it a lot more manageable for sure. Sean just gave me the peace sign, which I don't know what that means. I know what the one finger means, but not the
I think it means 2 minutes.
Oh.
We got 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, he just pantomimed that at me. So we got 2 minutes. Now we got 1 minute or about that. Oh, yay. We've got more yellow papers.
Yes. Thought my labor was in vain.
Oh, Daryl says we need Surly Voices.
Yes.
Yay. Okay. Mary from Sarasota, $240.
Yes, Mary.
Thank you, Mary, at $20 a month, because she's in the circle of friends. Bubba just got another brainstorm. Now he's saying rhombus of rivals. You got too much time on your hands, Bubba. Thank you so much, Mary. Oh, my gosh. That's awesome. And then we have $100 from Anonymous.
Like that?
That's also getting that awesome T-shirt. Yay. Thank you so much. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thank you guys for protecting democracy by protecting speech.
Yes.
This is what it's all about.
It is. And days are going to get darker, but we're still going to be here.
Well, thanks so much to everyone who donated during Surly Voices, and thanks to Donna.
For the foreseeable future. If I have to continue paying $4.50 for gasoline.
Yeah. We're going to be
I might
remoting
move
in.
to, move to
All right.
the woods. And,
This is WMNF Tampa, and we're going to bring you Economic Update from Richard Wolff in just a second, a brand new show from him. But I want to remind people that if you'd still like to donate to Surly Voices, that's 813-238-8001. Or if you're a fan of Richard Wolff and Economic Update, you can support that show by calling the same number, 813-238-8001. Show your support for WMNF, all the fantastic programmers we have here, all of our great volunteers, and the very few syndicated shows we have, like Economic Update from Richard Wolff. This is WMNF Tampa. Again, you can donate at WMNF.org or 813-238-8001.